No, I long admired Tiger Woods, and I'm amazed at his feats and his skill and so on. And I've had a whole bunch of questions, but they were sort of subconscious. But after he, his whole story, and then end up with divorce and all that, and he seemed to have lost his mojo. That I decided I'm gonna try something here now. This is just the way I see it. I mean, I don't know. You see it the way I do. Let me know. But what I believe is this happened with Tiger Woods. Oh, let me tell you this other story. As a theologian studying the scriptures with Israel, I discovered a principle that I think is applicable here. The Jewish people, they try to fool the West, telling us that they're so skillful and all this stuff, and like they invented the you call the special forces. Now, God had sent 12 men to spy on was it Canaan? I think he took one from each tribe, and the song goes on: 10 were bad and 2 were good. In other words, 2 came back saying that everything is good, there's enough food and so enough resources, and we could take the land. The other 10 come back saying, "Oh, this is impossible," and then they did take it. But then also we have the walls of Jericho. They were to march around the wall and for a whole week and blow the trumpet and all, and the whole wall crumbled down. And it looked as if they did it, But my understanding is that angels were there that pulled the wall down, and God was in the mission these special forces were involved in, and He protected them and guided them, and so they were able to sort of be successful. So with that understanding, I go to the analysis of Tiger Woods. I think that as a child, his father offered him up to Buddha and said, "Buddha, this boy, I want you to really work with him and make him a great golfer." Okay, so that's the thunder. Yeah, you can see the lightning. Yeah, so basically, he has been Buddha's boy. And what happened is that he has been so successful, and I'm quite sure it's highly probable that he gave tens of millions to the Buddha cause, and then when it's told that he's Buddha, many other um, sports people must have joined the Buddha thing because it really worked for him. But what happened with his Mojo and Buddha is that Buddha ain't too happy with him, see, because he went, screwing around, and it caused his marriage to go through. And Homegirl took half his money, so there's no more money to share with Buddha. So Buddha's upset, and Buddha's saying, man, I can't. Oh, what happens is this. You see, Buddha people that keep Buddha, the whole spiritual thing Buddha in, they basically have a strategy of they're invisible, and they just, take the ball up. So when he hits the ball, whether it's up in the air or whatever, Buddha people take the ball and roll it in, and then he says yes, and it looks like he is this great player. And I mean, there are a lot of them in Buddha, but maybe his dedication to Buddha was good, and Buddha thinks that he has enormous potential, the whole deal. But lastly, when David was fighting Goliath, and he went and he got that stone and he put it in a sling and he swung it around and he hit Goliath in his head. Everybody saying, "Oh, David is this," but again, God, guided him to select certain stones that might have not even been aerodynamic, but just use him. And as he swung it around, and as he released it, the angels grabbed it and flew swiftly and hit Goliath in his head with the stone. Bam! Nobody could see the angels doing that. Okay. And then he fell down, and everybody said, "Oh, David." Same thing with I think with Tiger Woods. Buddha's angels, was helping him out. While I'm on this, I read recently where Jobs, the guy at Apple, he's also into Buddha, and he's a Buddha boy for long since he was in HIH. He used to buy the temple, Hare Krishna temple or whatever, and get food and the whole 9 yards. And two, he's a man with a lot of money and supporting the Buddha thing now. You see, even though, you see, when you're from the West, Buddha is very jealous, okay? Because as long as you're in the West, these evangelical people are going to reach you, and some way, somehow you might get converted and leave Buddha out. And Buddha going to be real upset. So Buddha basically always looking that anytime you're trying to slack up, he got to take you out. Like Michael Jackson. You know, Michael Jackson said to whatever he's in, this is it. Meaning perhaps that I'm done with this thing, man. I'm going to go back to my Jehovah's Witness thing. I'm going to praise the Lord and I'm going to stop. But then, of course, he owed all this money. So it's like, them boys, they knock him up to get the money. But then on the other hand, is that he's threatening his angels, people who was working with him, that, look, it's over now. I'm going, to God. So I don't know. What do you think? Do you think that Buddha used to help him stop, roll the ball in for him, take the ball in the sky and then drop it right in the hole? And now that he doesn't have that big money for Buddha because homegirl took half, and and so forth, Buddha left him alone because Buddha really needs that big bucks.